on, get it inside so we can start. Steve, you've been working out.
Doug, this is the match that a lot of people in this crowd, a lot of people buying this DVD came to see. This is the match, should I say, as the cliche goes, puts asses in the seats. This is a matchup right here that Steve Corino did not want, Doug. He avoided the challenge of the Necro Butcher, but he stepped up like a man in the end, balled it all, and took him up on it.
Necro Butcher's already busted open, Eric.
Well, you know what? You pointed out early in the show that Ian Rotten last night wrestled Necro Butcher in an incredibly violent matchup. And Doug, I don't think Necro Butcher has changed his clothes since that match.
I don't think he's changed his clothes in the last 6 months, Eric.
I don't think he's changed his clothes since Cage of Death 5.
And I'll tell you what, Necro Butcher is here on the money of Teddy Hart. He is Teddy Hart's hired assassin here. And the feud between Steve Corino and Teddy Hart is so white hot that Teddy Hart had to bring him Pro Wrestling's most dangerous man. It's not Ken Shamrock anymore. I believe Pro Wrestling's most dangerous man is the Necro Butcher. This guy's out of control, and the Butcher is loose here at PWX.
Well, Doug, I know a lot about the Necro Butcher, and the thing about the Hart family is they are notoriously cheap, Doug. They don't buy anything, so you know if the Hart family, if they're going to spend money on something, it's going to be for a good cause, and I think Teddy Hart made a wise investment.
And look at this body slam with the chair. Oh, what impact. Did you hear that?
And this a matchup, oh, wait a minute, is he gonna put him on the floor? A matchup of Japanese political proportions because, of course, Steve Corino, a representative of Zero on Max, Necro Butcher, a regular, believe it or not, Doug, in Big Japan.
That's right. And Steve Corino with the new look, he looks almost like an American Great Muta.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, Steve Corino doesn't look that bad without hair. You know, I kind of miss the shiny golden locks, but you know what? He can get it done, Doug, and he's very capable in the ring. Former ECW World Heavyweight Champion, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, Doug, I would list the accomplishments of Steve Corino, but that would take away the paycheck of that kitty he brings around him to ring announces matches. I mean, Steve Corino has been everywhere and then some. He's faced just about everybody in this business, but the one guy, Doug, he has not wrestled ever anywhere is Necro Butcher.
Corino with the low blow right there. I guess anything's fair in love and war in this matchup.
And Necro Butcher, he's not going to care. You're not going to see him complaining to the referee. He likes a fight, Doug. And the thing you're going to see, I hope, out of the Necro Butcher is what Necro Butcher loves to do is he likes to take a chair in the middle of the ring and punch his opponents in the face.
See, you know what? Steve Corino, a lot of people might think he might be the underdog in a matchup like this, but you know what? I don't really think so. Steve Corino in 0-1 has to wrestle. He wrestled in street fights against people like Shijiro Otani, who will just punch you right in the face. He's probably one of the toughest wrestlers in the world. This is a guy who night in and night out wrestled the great late Shinya Hashimoto, who will chop the hell out of you, who will beat you up. It might not be deathmatch wrestling, but strong style wrestling in Japan is hard hitting and it's dangerous. And Steve Corino has survived that. So I think Steve Corino, you know, some people might underestimate him.
Well, Doug, you're leaving out a very, very key component here. How about ECW?
True. Good point. He survived it. He was a champion there. And you know what? A lot of people underestimated him. And he was the world champion.
He might not have gotten paid for it, but he survived it. And Steve Corino now going to town on Necro Butcher. Necro Butcher's the kind of guy that, you know, if the ECW we remember was around today, they would salivate at the opportunity to have a guy like Necro Butcher in there. So it's very interesting. It's almost like the future meeting the past.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you one thing also between the Steve Corino and Teddy Hart feud, one thing that has amazed me is that feud is rising so much. The hatred between that, it's like we've forgotten about the rivalry between Steve Corino and Homicide.
Right.
Homicide not in the building tonight, but is it possible that Steve Corino can hate Teddy Hart more than he hates Homicide?
You know, it is possible, Doug. It is possible because Steve Corino is a very temperamental guy. But according to Steve Corino, last month after he beat Teddy Hart, it's over. He has nothing else left to prove.
Steve Corino asked for one chair. He got about 10. Look at all these fans.
Oh, I'm telling you, they're very giving here at PWX. But the thing about Steve Corino, Doug, is as far as Steve Corino is concerned, he's done with Teddy Hart. He proved his point. He beat him. He beat him in the middle of the ring. He made him tap, according to him. Controversy, yes, but he did make him tap. So Corino's done, but tonight he's got to get past the hired assassin, Necro Butcher.
And Corino has about 5 to 10 chairs in the ring. Close to 5. Set it up. What's he going to go for, Eric?
Maybe he's going to go for a pile driver, maybe a power bomb. As you said before, Doug, Corino's been in this position many, many times in his career. Never count Steve Corino out. Never count him out.
No, it looks like he might be going for that pile driver. He can't get him up, Eric.
Still.
Corino looks frustrated. Oh, backdrap with all the chairs. Ooh, he hurt his leg, Eric.
His leg's in trouble. And I will say this about Necro Butcher, Doug, straight up against more of the pure wrestlers, Necro Butcher does not have a very impressive record. He is very successful against hardcore wrestlers, against brawlers, but against guys like Steve Corino, not so successful.
Uh-oh, side slam on the chairs, Eric. Yes. Ouch. This could be it. Ah, 2.5.
And Necro Butcher, Doug, he has such resilience. I mean, you know, a lot of guys spend time in the gym building up their chest, building up their biceps, building up their leg muscles. But Necro Butcher, he spends time seeing how much pain he can truly endure.
Is that a tiger suplex?
I believe so.
Nicely done by the Necro Butcher. I'm kind of shocked.
Well, you know what? He spent time in Japan. He watches some of the other matches when he's sober. He pays attention.
Nicely done. This guy is showing me a lot.
Nothing Necro Butcher will ever turn down. A Japanese wrestling tape and a warm beer.
There you go.
And some blood. An opportunity to bleed. And get paid for it.
He's got him up. Where's he going to dump him?
Trying to dump him on that chair in the center there.
Oh, no. Oh, what?
Excuse me.
Backdrop driver on the chair. Look how it's folded up,
I was
Eric.
going to say, look at that chair. Corino signaling for the lariat.
Oh! Did you hear the impact? This could be it. No. Did you hear the impact of that lariat?
What a fight, Doug. What a fight this is. What impact, what a pace. I mean, these guys aren't wrestling the pace that'll go 60 minutes, 45 minutes, Doug. I mean, this is quite a pace here.
What is he going to do to win this match, Eric?
I don't know what he's got the chair in his hand.
Oh! Maybe that's what he has to do to win this match. He knocked him out.
He knocked him out.
I think he did. I'm shocked. The fans are shocked.
I hope Teddy Hart has a 30-day return guarantee.
The king of old school, Steve Corino!
Did you see what he did to beat the Necro Butcher?